Previously on No Nerds Allowed. Jackson and Adeline talk to their mom, and then talk to their friend's mom, and then talk to their friend's brother, before finally starting their adventure with a Pokemon named the P. What's up, guys?
What's up, gamers?
Okay, wait.
Welcome back to another episode of Nuzlocke.
Pokemon Nuzlocke. Except I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the start of a new episode or not, so...
Well, it is now.
Okay, anyway, here's our guy. Her name's the P.
Welcome back to the Wombat and the P on 007 98.5.
This has been P Simulator.
The P.
Oh no, a sheep went
It'll die.
into the woods.
No. To bring some bread to Granny, who is sick in bed.
We have to save the sheep. We've got to save it.
We've gotta. Oh, we just gotta. It's not like it's a Pokemon and it's literally been born to fight. That's not a part of it. You gotta go.
Okay. This playthrough is not especially exciting. It's it will become more exciting. Originally, I was trying to do this with just myself, and I was like, "Oh, the first hour of this game is fucking lame." So it's just me by myself being like, So I think
there's a squirrel.
There's a squirrel. I'm gonna fight it, and maybe I'll do a good job. I sure hope my guy doesn't die. He did not. That is good.
Sad.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more interesting when it's the two of us, first of all. But also, it's gonna get a lot more interesting once I start collecting boys and
we get to name them stupid shit.
and I start fighting boys and grieving when all the boys die.
And grieving boys, and naming boys,
When
all the parts, all the different steps of having a boy and truly
Right.
cherishing a boy.
Look, it's a Rookidee. Isn't that exciting? Look at him.
Like, does the P count as our one Pokemon for this area?
No.
Or can we don't have any Pokeballs. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't get Pokeballs for
Because this game doesn't want you to play Pokemon. It wants you to play hitting a bird with a stick simulator.
I miss when you got to name the rivals, and you can name them.
and I could just name him Fuck Ass, and they couldn't stop me.
You can't do that. You can't do that twice over in this game, because not only can you not name it, but you also can't name things Fuck Ass, because the government is always trying to censor us.
When it's like, okay, so Nintendo's like, yo, you gotta give us money in order to play with other people with our video game, which I hate, but I get it. But then they're also like, but you also can't swear, because if you do that, then a 3-year-old could see you say fuck.
Right.
So I'm like, but I already can't do that, because I don't want to give you money just to be able to play the video game that I bought. So
I'm not paying to not name my Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm paying to be able. I'm not paying to be able to swear. That's what I'm doing, and it's still like, no, you can't swear still. And I'm like, God, censorship.
I remember when that first got enacted in like Generation 5 or 6, whenever it was.
Yeah.
I had a Kyogre that I caught in my very first Pokemon game in Emerald that at age 10 or 11 I named the great and creative name of Moby Dick. But then when I transferred it into whichever game it was when they started censoring me. Yeah, this is pretty terrifying.
Oh, Jesus.
We weren't really talking about the horrible fog. I think this should be more like a Bloodborne scenario where he just tears your Pokemon a new one and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Because they play this weird thing where they're like, oh, but your Pokemon, it doesn't affect them. And then he doesn't attack you, and then it's like, oh, and it's too much fog. I want it to be like Mega Man X, Bloodborne, whatever, where you just show up and he just rips your ass apart. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, because when I played it, I'm like, why am I beating up this wolf in the woods that isn't even trying to attack me? Why am I just going into the woods and throwing sticks at every animal that I see? Like, what? Why would I?
But yeah, anyway, the point of my earlier story was just that they reset his name, so because Moby Dick has the word dick in it, and they didn't want me to have that in the game.
Who wrote Moby Dick?
Herman Melville.
He's kinky.
Is-
So this is my hot take for today. He been new. He did it intentionally.
He did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose.
And if you were really in on it, you could imagine it was erotic.
Yeah.
It was like an early masturbatory.
It's a metaphor for the captain being gay because he wants to catch that whale.
Oh, he wants to catch that good dick.
But he's like, you can't catch that whale because we think you're crazy, but he's not crazy. He's just
gay. Yeah.
With the whale.
Anyway, I'm dead, and
anyway, so you died, so the game's over, right?
Okay, here's the thing. If we eventually turn a corner and start giving people voices, they've all got to be Scottish, is the problem.
What an experience.
Wow. That was even worse than I thought it would be.
Don't forget to tell your mom we're off to Wedgehurst now.
Don't forget to tell your mom we're off to Wedgehurst now. She'll go spare if you leave without a word. Even worse than Lee just did.
You can't.
Oh wait, what am I doing right now?
Oh, you gotta tell your mom that you're going on an adventure.
Great.
Go tell him to tell his mom to tell your mom to ask if you can spend the night.
Because that's my favorite thing to do in life, right? Is when you have something that you really need to ask about, that you're really nervous about, and you have to talk to an adult and ask them if it's okay if you do something. Yeah. That's my favorite part of everyday life, and it's really great to have that represented in this video game that I play for fun. Yeah.
Listen, if you want me to care about my mom in Pokemon, let me make it look like my mom. Because then, when it's like, go ask your mom if you could go on this adventure, because then I'm like worried that she might say no, because it's my real life mom, and why would she let me do that?
My favorite part of every Pokemon game is when you got like a 59% in your college course and you have to go to your professor and just ask them if you can do any extra credit or anything. Yeah. That's the experience that I'm looking for in a Pokemon game. My
favorite experience in a Pokemon game is where you have a class that you're taking and you think the professor's really cool and you get along. And you let him borrow a book so that he can like use it to cheat, so he can like use it to teach. But then the quarter's over and you're not his student anymore and you're doing other things. And you realize that you never got the book back from him. So now you have to find a way to communicate with him to get that book back. But you can't communicate with him through Canvas anymore because you're not a part of his class anymore. So you have to find some way to communicate with him when you don't know what his schedule is and you don't remember what his business hours are for his office are anymore. That's my favorite part of the Pokemon game.
My favorite part of every Pokemon game is when your car broke down and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have any skills, so you have to call your dad on the phone and tell him that your car broke down and ask him if he is busy right now so he can come jumpstart your car. And
it's like 10 o'clock at night. Jesus, Charizard. Oh my god. And it's like 10 o'clock at night, so he's not like doing anything, but he's just like
he's in bed.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of the Pokemon video game.
I love Pokemon.
And I love it when your sister is also in the car and it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're at a gas station, but the car is broken down, so you just have to hang out outside the sketchy gas station and wait for your parents to get there. And it's going to take them like an hour to get there because you're also close to your phone dying. That's my favorite part of the Pokemon game.
Yeah, no, that's really good. My favorite part of every Pokemon game is when you lock your keys inside your car.
Yeah.
And it's the third time you've done that in the last like 3 months.
Yeah.
And you have to tell somebody about it, but everybody knows that you've locked your keys into your car like too many times.
Yeah.
So you have to make a phone call to either AAA or to just your dad, I guess. And you have to confess to somebody that your phone and your keys are locked inside of your still running car. And I have to go to work right now because that's where I was going when I locked my keys in my car. So I'm just going to leave my still running car in the parking lot outside of the AMC. And if somebody could just show up and deal with that for me, that'd be great because I have to go into work right now. That's my favorite part of every Pokemon
game. Part of the Pokemon game.
Anyway, Pokemon Professor. Okay, I have a take about the Rotom Pokédex. Okay.
It's not as fun as in the Sun and Moon.
Well, I think if we're gonna do this whole thing where like every possible object is gonna have a Rotom in it from now on, you should be able to use them as Pokemon. I want to be able to battle with Bike form Rotom and Pokédex form Rotom.
Yeah, and if your Pokédex
PC
dies, you're just fucking screwed, and you can't access your Pokédex until you heal that Pokemon.
I'm trying to think of how I would, if I were the game lead.
If you were the Game Boy.
If I was the Game Boy for Pokemon Shield version, there would be a different Game Boy for Pokemon Sword version, because they're different games with different development teams.
And they deserve different boys.
Yes. Yeah, it was my first time in a Pokemon Center.
Yeah, I've never been here. Never, ever.
How would you... We can brainstorm this. How would you make it so that you could teach the player what a Pokemon Center is without having a person say, hey, is this your first time in a Pokemon Center? Let me explain to you what it is.
And you say yes, even though the answer is no.
Right.
The answer's no, Nintendo. I don't know.
But
maybe,
what would you do?
Well, what I would do
honestly,
is that...
you could just...
shut up.
Okay.
I would have the big scary wolf in the woods tear your ass apart, and then what's his face is like, we gotta get to the Pokemon Center now because our baby Pokemon are gonna die, and then you just go to the Pokemon Center, and Nurse Joy is like, oh, I heal your Pokemon when you get them fucked up. Don't think too much about it. Just kind of accept the fact that this is how this works, and then you do that, and then that's how you figure out what it is.
Yes, I wanna fight it's a Pokemon. I wanna go to the gyms.
Can you stop standing in front of me and trying to explain the mechanics of life to me? This is like if you and me were like walking to like Target, but like every block I would just stop and block the entire road and be like, hey Jackson, do you wanna go to Target? You can purchase things at the Target. Mother sent us out here to get shoes. Do you wanna go get shoes at the Target? Have you ever been in a Target before, Jackson?
Over here, Jackson. Look, these are animals.
Money can be used. Jesus, fuck. Money can be used to purchase things at the Target.
Now I get to watch somebody else catch a Pokemon.
Cool,
how fun.
Great. This is watching someone else play Pokemon Simulator, which is actually just what I'm doing, but don't think about it.
So, okay, by the way, while we're here, while I'm about to catch my first guy, the way this game works, because a Nuzlocke run traditionally, it's always a random encounter, and you find the first guy you just happen to see, and you have to catch that one. For this one, you can see the Pokemon that are just walking around, but I think it's against the rules for me to pick out one on purpose.
Yeah.
I think I have to go to the random encounter spots and have it be a surprise.
And, like, I think if a Pokemon runs into you, then that's fine. But, like,
I think it has to be a random one.
You can't, like, seek out a Pokemon.
Okay, are you excited?
I'm so excited. We're gonna name him Fuckhead.
I'll try to name him Fuckhead.
We'll just do FK in the coffee again.
It's a Rookidee!
Yeah, we'll have a bigger bird. Maybe.
We'll have a bigger bird unless he dies.
Unless he
gets killed.
Unless he gets killed right now.
Okay, let's see. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, and if I kill him, that means I just don't get a guy for this area. That's part of the rule set.
God, I was trying to catch. Oh, what's the little tiger dog called?
The little tiger dog?
The little tiger dog.
You mean the fox?
No, the Pokemon. Like it's the little fire
I know.
dog.
I wasn't trying to say. You're talking about Growlithe.
Growlithe. I was trying to catch a fucking Growlithe. And they're only out when it's like sunny in an area, which is fine. So like I found them. But then for some fucking reason, it just like sometimes Pokemon just like won't go in the fucking Pokeball. Like they'll have like 2 health and they just won't go in the fucking Pokeball. And I'm like, okay, do you want a Great Ball? And they're like, fuck you. And they're like, do you want an Ultra Ball? And they're like, fuck you. And I'm just like, God, screw this Pokemon. And then the Pokemon self-destructs just because it hates me and it doesn't want to be around me, I guess. Which is just, it hurts my feelings. And then it dies, and I'm like, I would have given you a loving home, Growlithe, if you didn't hate my guts so much. God.
Adeline, I caught a Rookidee.
Wow. I'm just really salty about the Growlithe that ran away.
I'm gonna name him Michael Rooker. After
Michael Hooker.
Michael Rooker, who plays Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. Michaerl.
Yep, Michaerl.
Michaerl Roo. I kind of just like
Michaerl.
Michaerl. I'm gonna stick with Michaerl.
Okay, great. Like it kind of sounds like smackerel.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like mackerel, but it's Michaerl.
No, like smackerel, like a smackereling of.
Oh, and hey, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the first zone and get another guy. I can have 2 guys.
That's so many guys. Fucks, man.
Yes, let's go. Who it gonna be?
Mystery boy.
Who it gonna be?
What the
Oh,
fuck?
I'm not
How
into
have
this.
I never seen this boy before? Who
Wait,
the
you
fuck
haven't
is
seen
that?
him? He's a blip bug.
Who the
It's
fuck
a
is
blip
this?
bug. He's
Can we
using
name the butt plug?
Struggle bug. Struggle butt plug?
No, just butt plug.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go for just butt plug. I'll see if it'll let me.
Maybe it might not.
Because-
They might not let you name it like BUTT, but like BUT.
Right.
That's how you get
And
around it.
yeah, I don't know how their system works because
There's no way
they
they would
let
have
you-
like butt plug like they
manually
would like,
entered.
Yeah, like they would like have that. That would just be weird. I'd be like, okay.
But who gets to be the guy at Nintendo who gets
You
to
just
think of
gotta
all the
sit
obscene
there and think of like
words?
curse words to be like you can't.
Bastard, butt plug, anal play,
Anus.
rimming, blowjob.
BJ. What about that one?
What about
Can we just name them BJ?
BJ? Maybe I'll name him BJ.
Wait, this is an
I'll start with butt
this
plug.
is an experiment. Can we name them butt plug? Nut plug.
Nut plug. Nut plug.
Great.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Nut plug has been added to your party. Okay, cool. Look at our guys
We should go
though.
to a hospital.
I need to go to the hospital.
I don't care about what you're doing. I need to go
The
to
pee?
a hospital.
We've got the P. We've got Michaerl.
A nut plug.
It's kind of like my girl, but it's Michaerl.
Yeah.
And nut
And nut plug.
Anyway, cool goods, cool stuff, cool guys.